Good morning, this is Larry with another modern day parable. Today's parable is entitled Big and Hairy. It was just a joke. Mr. Cultus, who teaches science, was talking about Darwin's theory and all that garbage. Surprisingly, he wasn't giving it much credit. It's true that examples of the evolutionary process exist in nature, he said, but there is still no conclusive proof that man descended from apes. After all, there are no half-ape, half-human creatures roaming the earth. He hasn't seen Coach Tibbets, I whispered to my friend Lanny Sims, a little louder than necessary. Everybody around us cracked up. Unfortunately, the vice principal was standing at the door at that moment. He didn't think it was so clever. Being assigned trash duty during lunch hour for 2 weeks had a strange effect on my sense of humor too. That first day of duty, the wisecracks from other kids made it totally rotten experience. "You're on trash duty, Henshaw?" Roger Martin explained, pretending to be shocked. "A good little Christian like you?" Shame, shame. I felt like dumping the trash I had picked up all over him, but my reputation had suffered enough. What I said about Coach had spread all over school, and had even gotten back to Coach Tibbets himself. My sister found out too. She had to bring it up at dinner that night. "I hear Donnie does a real good job picking up trash," she began. I nearly choked on my soup. "Brenda, picking up trash?" Dad repeated, frowning. "Is this one of those service projects sponsored by the Fellowship Club, Donald?" Mom asked. I swallowed. Not exactly. He called the new football coach an ape," Brenda volunteered. "I did not," I protested. "Maybe you better tell us exactly what happened," Dad decided. I felt like a criminal, the way they were all staring at me. But I started at the beginning and told them what Mr. Cultus had said, and then what I had whispered to Lanny. "What an awful thing to say about someone, Donald," Mom explained. "It was a joke," I said. "I'm sure Coach Tibbets didn't think so," Dad said, looking at me. "What are you going to do now?" "Do?" I echoed. "Have you apologized to Coach Tibbets?" he asked. I stared at my father. "Apologize? You gotta be kidding. I don't even know the guy." "You know him well enough to call him an ape," Brenda giggled. "I didn't call him an ape," I protested. "But you did insult him," Mom reminded me. "Joke or not, I think you owe the man an apology." "I'm picking up trash for 2 weeks," I explained. "Isn't that enough?" "According to the Bible, we need to seek reconciliation when we wrong someone," Dad said. "That's the Christian way." "Of course, the decision is yours. You've hardly touched your dinner, Donald," Mom observed. "Better eat it before it gets cold." I'm not too hungry," I answered. May I be excused?" I went upstairs to lie down. How could one little remark get me into so much trouble, I wondered. I didn't mean anything by it. Besides, Coach Tibbets really was big and hairy. I heard the doorbell ring downstairs, and then Mom's voice. "Oh, hello, Ted." "Donald's in his room," I groaned. Ted Winslow lived across the street and was a super pain. Besides, he wasn't a Christian, and he made it clear he wasn't interested in anything religious. Are you sick? Ted asked a moment later, standing in the doorway. I sat up. No, I'm okay. Come on in. You want to shoot some baskets? Not really. I should get started on my homework. I hoped he'd take the hint and leave, but he sat down instead. What you said about Coach Tibbetts was pretty funny, Ted laughed. Pretty dumb, I corrected. I should have kept my mouth shut, Ted shrugged. How were you supposed to know that the vice principal was standing right behind you? I shouldn't have said something like that anyway, I answered. Christians aren't supposed to put down people. But you did, Ted reminded me. And if you claim to be a Christian, I don't just claim to be one, I interrupted. I am a Christian. But I still make mistakes, okay? Fortunately, God forgives people. Right now, I'm sorry about the whole thing. He gave me a look. Really? Of course I'm sorry. I'm even going to apologize to Coach Tibbetts. Apologize to the 8-man? He'll squash you with one free hand. Well, I'm going to apologize and take my chances. When? Ted asked, standing up. I swallowed. I hadn't gone that far in my thinking. Still, the longer I put it off, the harder it will be. Tomorrow. Well, I gotta go home, Ted said. It's been nice knowing you. He went down the stairs, cackling his silly head off. But I didn't even smile. Facing Coach Tibbetts was no laughing matter. I prayed about it, though, and asked for strength. It helped, but I was still jittery as I approached the gym the next morning at school. Coach Tibbetts was hanging up the phone when I entered the gym office, and his back was toward me. Man, was he big and hairy. You wanted to see me, he said, turning around. I nearly jumped out of my skin. He really was an ape. There was nothing human about that face at all. The drama department sent this over, Coach Tibbetts went, removing the mask. Pretty funny, huh? Seems somebody thinks I look like an ape. It was me, I managed. You're Henshaw? He asked. But I didn't call you an ape, I added. Not exactly, he grinned. I've been called worse. What can I do for you? I came to apologize, I explained. Aren't you even mad? A teacher without a sense of humor is in the wrong profession, Coach Tibbetts informed me. Now take off or you'll be late for first period. Okay, I said, and thanks. Drop this off at Mr. Richard's room on the way, he told me, handing me the ape mask. I was hurrying down the hall when Ted came out of the attendant's office. Oh no, he shrieked. You cut off the coach's head. Very funny, I replied. Did you apologize? He questioned, falling into step next to me. Sure did. He's a nice guy. He has a sense of humor too. Ted shook his head. I can't believe you actually apologized. You must have something I don't. Yeah, I do. I agreed. It's, don't say it, Ted interrupted. We looked at each other and laughed. How do you like that? I thought to myself as Ted disappeared down the hallway. I'll apologize for something I shouldn't have said, and God turns it into a chance to share my faith with Ted. I looked down at the 8 mask in my hand and smiled. Thanks for watching the video today. Hope you enjoyed it. Have a great day and God bless.